Hi guys, welcome to Souls No Evolution. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. This is going to be your Timeless Tarot for whenever it is that you're tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all doing really well. Now, this is going to be your general timeless reading. It may not resonate, so please only take what does resonate with you and leave the rest. Right, okay, we have never give up on yourself. Freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. Bottom of the deck, you don't need them. Okay, let's see what this is all about then. Never give up on yourself, and freedom is the only, underlined in red, thing worth fighting for. So this is giving me, I don't know if some of you are at a point or place where you're ready to give up, and the universe is saying there's something that you need to fight for. Well, not something, freedom. So if you're stuck in a situation, you're thinking that, things aren't going to change or there's no way out of a situation, the universe is saying that's not true. The only thing that's worth fighting for is your freedom. So there is no giving up on yourself here. And then it says you don't need them at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. You don't need them at the bottom of the deck. So I don't know if you're planning on freeing yourself from somebody, something. We'll have a look and see what that is in the cards. Show me this never give up on yourself energy. Three of Pentacles. Show me this never giving up on yourself energy for the collective. Oh my goodness. What's that? The Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords in the reverse. That's weird. 2 3s. Right, show me freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. Right, some of you may be required to... Let me just get the cards out. 4 of Cups in the reversed. That one turned over. The 5 of Swords. Right, show me freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. One more card, please, Spirit. Right, we've got Death. Is that the only major arcana? Yeah, it is the only major arcana so far on the table. And then we've got the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I don't know, you could be a water sign or have water placements featured very heavily in your chart. You could be dealing with a water sign or somebody that has water placements in their chart as well. What's under there? The 4 of Swords. Oh yeah, we've got the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and then the 5 of Swords here. Right, okay. So as I was saying, I feel as though somebody may be on the brink or the verge of giving up or feeling that there is no way out of a situation or they're always going to be stuck. It gives me the 8 of Swords energy where you feel as though you're stuck or you're trapped. You've got a blindfold on. There's like swords all around you. Your hands are bound. That's the energy that I'm getting. But the universe is saying that there's something that they don't want you to give up on. And that something is yourself here. So this is about fighting for your freedom, whether mentally, practically, like you say, you may have to do something. We've got you don't need them at the bottom of the deck. And then we've got never give your power away. So if somebody has, I don't know, there's an external person that has you feeling that you're stuck or you're trapped, you don't need them. And they only have this assumed energy of power over you because you have given your power away. And I feel that that is what the universe is wanting you to recall back. Call that energy back to yourself. Now, the 3 of Pentacles speaks about building. It's an energy of collaboration. And then we've got the Knight of Swords. 3 of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. Mars in Capricorn. So Mars is that fighting energy that we're talking about, like, fighting for something. So I don't know if this is like fighting for a job or not giving up on yourself with relation to a job. Something that you're wanting to build, something that you're wanting to manifest, something that you'll want to actually, create in the 3D. Because when we get the 3s at 3 energy, and we've got 2 of them here in the first section of the reading, the 3 or the shape of the triangle, it's very tangible. It represents like the Holy Trinity, if we're going to look at it from like, you know, a biblical or Christian reference point. But it speaks about growth. It speaks about achievement, compatibility, a mind, body, soul connection. It's where things become solid and things become real. So I don't know if you're doing something, building something, and you're on the verge, like I say, of giving up. The universe is saying no. It's really important for you at this time to pursue whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whatever it is that you're wanting to build. All knights go out and take action. They pursue something, and the Knight of Swords is the pursuer of the mental realm, of the realm of thought and communication and the mind. So this is one of the most determined knights that you get in the deck. This is the kind of person that's going to challenge an injustice. So if you have felt stuck, this is like your eyes opening. This is you getting like, you know, your verve and your vigor back and your fight back. Because the Knight of Swords can sometimes be seen as like, you know, the aggressor or someone that's going to push through something. And I feel that's what the universe is asking you to do. We only have one major arcana card in here, so this tells me that all of this is very much within your control to get you out of something, to give up on who it is that you've given your power away to, but never give up on yourself. So this is bottom of the deck energy. Then we've got this King of Cups, like I said, bottom of the deck energy. So I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign or somebody that has heavy water placements. This is Scorpio energy, the King of Cups. Scorpio is 8th house energy. So it could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. Or it could be, like I say, something below the surface that you need to see through. I say that this never giving up on yourself and realizing that you have what it takes to fight for your freedom, fight for your healing, fight to remove those 3 swords from your heart. So the 3 of Swords speaks about it's pain and suffering, but I'm not seeing, and it never is, a prediction of this to come unless it's like you're doing a spread and it's in the future position. And regardless of, you know, any tarot reader, you have a lot of control. You have the ultimate authority. We all have free will. Unless there's a lot of major arcana cards on the table, then that's outside of any human's control. That's a universal energy, but the only universal energy we have here is the Death card, which is that Scorpio 8th house energy that we were talking about. So you have what it takes for you to heal a situation, to pull the swords out of your heart, to accept a truth relating to some kind of pain, suffering, that you've experienced, a broken heart for some of you, a disconnection or a lack of connection to yourself. Like I say, the 3 speak about mind, body and soul. It's an energy where things come together. So this could be like a fragmenting of self here. We've got both these Scorpio energies with the Death card and the King of Cups. And like I was just about to start talking about with this card, the 8th house is ruled by Pluto. It's the god of the underworld, so it's all the stuff that's going on below the surface. It's also the energy of transformation, death and rebirth. And I see in this depiction we've got like the scales, and I only really see the scales when we're talking about justice in the tarot traditionally. But on one side of the scale we've got the feather of my heart, and then I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But the Egyptian, let's say, story surrounding the feather of Mart is that for this rebirth to happen, they believe that for you to get passage into the afterlife, and that's what Scorpio energy is all about, your feather, like upon your transition from this world to the next, your heart is weighed against a feather. And usually the 3 of Swords is depicted as a heart with 3 swords in it. So a heart with 3 swords in it is going to be a lot heavier than a feather. So there's something about removing the swords that are in your heart here. A heartbreak where you may have given your power away, or you may, like I say, have given up on yourself in the past. This is calling back all of the pieces of yourself back together again to heal. So that when your heart is weighed against this feather, you are given passage, onto the next life, reincarnation, a rebirth. But this doesn't have to be, and it's not going to be, like a literal life and death transition that you're going through. But there is very much a transition that the universe is saying, look, this needs to happen. Like I say, Major Arcana is out of our control. Out of our control. So it feels like you can either go willingly by never giving up on yourself and you actively seeking out your freedom, fighting for your freedom, or the universe is going to put a close to something and you can go kicking and screaming. But it feels like this change is going to happen anyway. Now, the Death card speaks about completely closing a cycle, closing a door, or changing to the point where things can never be the same again. And it's underneath, freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. We've got the Four of Cups and the Five of Swords. I feel that this is usually, in the Four of Cups in the upright, it's somebody sat down and there's a cup being offered, but they're focused on 3 cups in front of them and they're missing an opportunity because their focus is somewhere that it needn't be anymore. So I feel that some of you here are waking up. You're in an energy, or you're approaching an energy of emotional stability. After this healing is done, after you have brought the fragmented pieces of yourself back together again, you're in this energy of the King of Cups, which is very emotionally intelligent, very emotionally dependable. So I feel as though the more that you do this healing work, and yeah, we've got the Four of Swords under that, so this is all healing energy. After something about your emotional body is healed, you're not going to miss an opportunity to either move towards your freedom or fight for your freedom. And it very well could be, because the Five of Swords is usually depicted by, somebody sort of taking the swords off other people. But I feel in this instance, this Five of Swords energy is what you need to embody. We've got the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So this is like mental progress. This is you, I would say, learning to be more selfish, not allowing yourself to be a martyr in a particular situation, or assume an energy of, being small and not taking up space, allowing yourself to be trapped or stuck. The opposite of freedom is like, a slave or a captor, sort of being held captive by something, but it could very well be something mental, so a limiting belief that says that, you can't go beyond, this point or this place, or there isn't anything outside of here for you. And I feel that you're being asked to recognize the opportunity to free yourself and be more selfish. Be more selfish and close out whatever cycle that needs to change here. This is what's going to be different for everybody. This could be in a lot of different areas of your life. But this is talking about there's a cycle that has come to an end. Or a cycle is only going to come to an end when you decide to pick up your own swords, take them off the people who you've given your power to, taking your power back, making choices and making decisions that are in alignment with your best interests, no longer focusing outside of yourself, because there may be a group, like I say in that Four of Cups, the person's literally sat on the floor by a tree and there's 3 cups in front of them that they're staring at, to the point where they're missing an opportunity that's coming in. And I feel that the universe is saying, unless you change this, unless you see this opportunity, unless you recognize, where your focus currently is at this time, this opportunity won't be open to you, impermanently. It has a shelf life. It very well may come round again, because, life happens in cycles. But this is the card here. This is the opportunity. This is almost like the cup that is linked to your freedom. And I feel that whoever it is that you gave your power away, or you are giving your power away, is represented by these 3 cups. It could be a community. It could be some kind of group. a group that you're emotionally connected to. It could be friends, it could be siblings, it could be work colleagues that you have an emotional connection with, but there's somebody that you've given your power away, and it's in the focusing on this group that you continue to miss opportunities. And underneath that, I've just seen it says sever ties to toxic people. So that's what I feel this death card energy is coming in to do, to, like I say, profoundly change what has been imbalanced so that you can restore the balance within yourself now. Wow. And it says you don't need them. So I don't know if this group has got you focused on them in a way which is sort of like telling you that you do need them. But the reality, the truth is that you don't need them as much as you think that you do. Right, why am I picking that deck up? I don't want that deck. Right, okay. I'm going to clarify though. Let's just show me this energy on never give up on yourself. 3 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the 3 of Swords in reversed. Right, okay. You've got the 2 of Swords. So some of you, like I say, are sitting on the fence. There's something that you're not wanting to see. Something that you're not wanting to hear. It could be this damn reading for some of you, who knows. But there's something that you don't want to see or don't want to hear. I feel as though you're sitting at a crossroads. And we've got the Knight of Cups and the High Priest. Right, okay, I feel as though you're at a crossroads, or you know that there's a choice or a decision that you need to make. And it may be the fact that you've got a choice or decision to make that's got somebody like, almost giving me like the energy of like fight, flight, or freeze. I can never say them. And this would be the freeze element of it, where you're not wanting to see something, you're not wanting to sort of kick up a fuss, you just literally stop. And I don't know, I've seen like a short on YouTube about this little girl, and it's like she gets caught doing something and she thinks that if she just stands there, it's like her parents aren't going to see her. It's the sweetest thing, but that's the energy that I'm getting from this. You standing still, you giving up on yourself in effect. And the universe is saying, take off the blindfold. See the choices or the options that are available in front of you. Get off the fence. Make a choice and make a decision. Then we got the Knight of Cups over here. Freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. This is like following your heart. Your heart is going to be calling you in a specific direction, and it's not in the middle of a 5 of Swords. And I feel once you close this cycle out, you take those swords back, you're going to be able to pursue. We spoke about the pursuit here with this Knight energy. You're going to be able to pursue your heart's desires that will move you towards, your freedom, or what it is that you truly should be doing, like your purpose. Right, this Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. So I feel this could be something spiritual that you're moving towards. Pisces energy rules the 12th house, and the 12th house is very similar to this in terms of it. This death card speaks of endings and, reaching the end of a cycle. The 12th house is the last house in the zodiacal wheel. And it speaks about healing and closure and solitude and karma. And it's also an energy of the afterlife. And we spent all that time talking about this feather, weighing your heart against the feather. So you pursuing what your heart is calling you towards is lightening your heart, rather than giving up on yourself and staying where you are, giving your power away, connected to toxic people. That is weighing heavy on somebody's heart here. As I mentioned, we've got the High Priest. Oh God, then we've got the 10 of Swords. Oh my gosh, back to the 3 of Pentacles. Right, okay. Let's shift that. So we've got the 3 of Pentacles as the first card out. Let's put them this way. So the High Priest, the 10 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. This is the Hierophant. So this speaks about traditional values, beliefs. So as I was getting that energy of the 8 of Swords at the beginning of this, which is a limiting belief, telling yourself or people telling you that you're stuck. You can't move. You can't get beyond, I don't know, this fence that I've put around you, or that you've put around yourself. That may be, I don't know, like, I don't want to say a belief that you've adopted, whether it's through religion or through teaching and learning or being at school, or this could be like beliefs that you've inherited through your family bloodline or something like that. But all it's doing is perpetuating this feeling of powerlessness, this feeling of betrayal. But the betrayal starts because you've given up on yourself. Because see, when you start taking those swords out of your heart, you start taking the swords back that you've given to other people. There won't be any self-betrayal. Therefore, you cannot be betrayed externally. We can only get into the Ten of Swords when we betray ourselves, when we don't want to see, when we don't want to make choices, when we want to limit ourselves or stay where we are. Then ultimately we are going to get into that Ten of Swords energy. The sword suit is the most difficult suit to navigate. I think out of all of the Ace, which is decent in terms of the energy, to the 10, the best card in there is the Six of Swords, which speaks about moving on. And we've got the 3 here, we've got the 4 here, we've got the 5 here. So the 6 would be next. It's time for you to move on from this situation. Allow yourself to be guided as, like I say, this change is brought about. Don't fight for things to remain the same. Freedom is the only thing worth fighting for. Don't fight to stay in, whether it's a marriage or a job or, like I say, a religious group. If this is the feeling that it gives you, there is an opportunity, as I was saying with this 3 of Pentacles that we start and end with, for you to build. But you've got to bring yourself back into, like I say, harmony, alignment, bring those fragmented pieces of your soul together. And it may be that the experience that you're in, the job you're in, the relationship you're in, the family you're in, whatever, the community, there was a part of your soul there that you needed to retrieve. So the experience itself isn't a waste of time if you get from it what it is that you need to get from it. And I feel that what you need, this is so deep, but what you need to get from it was the retrieval of an aspect of your soul here. Right. I'm going to leave that there. That was like, wow. I don't feel I need to clarify, but I do want to get you some advice and guidance. So let me use this deck and get you some advice and guidance. So can we have some advice and guidance for anybody resonating with this reading, please, Spirit? Some advice and guidance for the collective. Right, we have affluence. Oh, and shadow. Wow. Oh, God, this is a reading within itself. A reading within itself. Right, okay. I'm just going to leave those there. At the bottom of the deck, we've got talisman. So card 5, card 43, and then card 31. This is about you getting a skeleton key to open up any door that you wish to open. But you only get access to that key, like I say, once the healing's been done, once you've closed old cycles out, once you've called your energy back from people that you've given it away to, once you've severed ties with toxic people. This shadow very well could be an external energy, the thing that you're fighting for your freedom against, whether inside of you or an actual person that you're taking your swords back from. And when these 2 cards came out, I felt as though this shadow, the way that it's facing the affluence card here, and again, I spoke of the triangles and the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. We've got all of these triangles that are interconnected and sort of overlapping in this affluence card. There's something about your fragmented soul, whether it's, like I say, shadow work that you need to do, or if this is external toxic people that you need to sever your ties from, that are blocking, standing in the way, almost like, what's the word? Like, I don't know, but trying to come after your affluence, maybe trying to keep you small or not feeling confident to move in the direction that you know is for you. Now, the Queen of Wands is so independent, so independent. So I don't know, there's something about your affluence being, I don't know, stalked after, or there's too much negative energy that's being pointed toward your affluence here. And I feel that when you close a cycle out and call your energy back, call the fragmented parts of your soul back, the shadow within you is being healed, but it also allows you to remove yourself from people that reflect that shadow that you don't want to see. That might be it. Because we can kind of like see the shadows in other people, but the more that we see the shadows in other people, it's because we're not seeing the shadow within ourselves. So once you see your own shadow, you don't need that reflecting back to you and everybody that you meet. Do you know what I mean? You can just deal with your own shadow. Wow. Right, okay. I actually want to pull from here too. I wasn't expecting so many cards, and that, like I said, just gave me a whole new storyline. Let me grab one of these and wrap this up. Final advice and guidance from Spirit for the collective, please. Balance. Yin and yang, and there's that reflection mirror that I was just talking about. The shadow in other people is a reflection of the shadow within us that we need to see. And then we've got this yin and yang, balance and harmonizing our own energy. That's what I mean, calling it all back together, no longer being fragmented. Right, oh my gosh, and then under that, I just saw endings, which is the skull, the death card energy, the Scorpio 8th house energy. And then affluence, money, that's in there too. Card number 10. Yeah, it's like the money flows after some cycles closed out here. That's what I'm seeing. Right, where's the book? It says the yin-yang symbol represents duality in all aspects of life. Lightness and darkness, masculine and feminine, the higher self and the shadow self. These are all seemingly opposite, but they are complementary and interconnected. Duality of this symbol is that, although its origins are divine, in popular culture it represents both the spiritual and the secular. And we've got the Hierophant down here, and that's very much the secular energy. It says you do not have to choose one over the other. The yin-yang symbol displayed as a charm on a necklace, and that's it. This is that talisman. I'm just getting a similar energy from both of these cards. It says the yin-yang symbol displayed as a charm on a necklace is a reminder to embrace and recognize all parts of yourself, including the hidden and unseen aspects. Embrace your own duality and the way you express yourself. The universe is a chaotic yet finely tuned machine that always seeks to balance itself out. You should too. And then the additional meaning, it says, express all aspects of yourself. So this is what I mean. If you've been hiding in the shadows and, you know, being a martyr, it's time to be selfish. It's time to step into that shadow energy, because the people around you, the toxic people, have always been selfish. And you got to see that, and you may have suppressed that because you didn't like that trait in other people, but it's something that you have access to too. So utilize it. Use it. That's what we talk about, integrating the shadow. It's not just hating the selfishness in other people. It's understanding that at times we do need to be selfish. We don't want to stray, like I say, it's that finding that balance. But inherently selfishness isn't bad if it's leading to your own personal freedom. Ooh, embracing your spirituality. Let go of anything weighing you down. We spoke about that heart being as light as a feather. Change your perspective. That's completely blown my mind. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you managed to get something from this reading if it resonated. If not, thank you for tuning in all the same. Take care, and I'll see you soon.